Everybody, this is Lily Arguello, and we're going to go ahead and get started with today's member orientation webinar. Thank you so much for joining us during your lunchtime. We really appreciate it. If you are a longtime PIHRA member, thank you. If you're a new member, I hope that you get as much information as possible out of this. And if you're not a member, I hope that whatever I share with you today can help you get a better sense of the benefits of the PIHRA membership and why we have been successful so far and how we serve our members. You will be seeing a picture of me in a moment and also of my right hand here, but just to give you a little bit of an overview of what we're doing today, our agenda today is first I'm going to give you an overview of PIHRA, introduce you to some folks, and just give you a sense of who are your fellow members. Then we will be talking about the different ways to network and capitalize on the PIHRA community in that way. We'll be talking about the different sorts of learning opportunities you have through PIHRA, and then finally talking about some online tools and the discounts that you receive as a PIHRA member. My goal is to make this as interactive as possible. However, since we have a large amount of people on the line and I have a lot to cover, we'll be interacting via the chat box. I will be pausing from time to time throughout this presentation to make sure that I'm covering any questions you have. Again, I encourage you to ask questions. At the end of the webinar, I usually give a really cute prize, which you'll be seeing in a moment. Let's see if I can get that on the screen for you. This beautiful PIHRA Padfolio. To the person who either answers a trivia question or I and my partner here deem as the most engaged during the webinar. So it's a great little giveaway that we provide at the end of the webinar. And again, please stay engaged. Please ask questions. I will pause. I want to make sure that you get what you need out of this webinar and out of your PIHRA membership. So let's introduce a couple folks to you. My name is Lily Arguello. I'm in the middle, and I am excited to be with you here today and to be part of the PIHRA community. I was actually a PIHRA member before I ever dreamed of being on staff here, but I'm so excited that I'm able to marry my background in organizational development and membership management. I came more recently from Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles, where I focused on creating partnerships to increase our membership in certain segments of LA. I also want to introduce you to the person on the left, Dylan Robertson. He's our VP of Membership Development. He's a volunteer leader, which I'll get into in a moment as well. But he's extremely passionate about giving back to the HR community. He is what we call a service provider in that he focuses on employee benefits, but he also has certifications in HR through HRCI and SHRM. He's very accessible, extremely friendly, and wants to get to know you. So you will be getting this deck within an hour after the webinar, so don't feel like you have to write all this down. So you'll get his contact information then. Now on my right here, on the slide and actually in person, is my right hand, Elisette Sapian. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, thank you again, as Lily mentioned, for joining us in today's member orientation webinar. I am on the far right side of the slide. My name is Elisette Sapian. I am the membership coordinator here at PIHRA. I'm usually the first person that you might speak with if you call the main number, and I'm always happy to help. If you ever have any questions, if you have any questions after the webinar is over that we don't address, please feel free to reach out to me, give me a call, or give Lily a call. Our email is also on the slide, so please feel free to reach out. We'd love to meet you guys.
Yes, yes. So Elisette is my right hand, as I mentioned. So anything, if I'm not available or I don't respond quickly, I'm really good at email. So if you want to get a rapid response, it's best to email me, but if not, Elisa is available and very knowledgeable about membership services and programs and can help you if you have any difficulties or any questions. So PIHRA, what is our mission? Our mission is to provide communities, professional development, and resources to advance the human resource professional. And that's basically what I'm going to cover today with you. Again, if you've just joined, you will be getting this presentation deck within an hour after the webinar. And please ask questions through the chat box. I will be pausing from time to time to answer those for you. I want to make sure you get the most out of this webinar and your time today and your PIHRA membership. So let me introduce you to some key players here in our organization. Patty Ann Sprinkle is the 2018 president of the PIHRA Board of Directors. Our board is volunteer. So we are a primarily volunteer-led organization. I think that's one of the key benefits that the organization provides to its members is the opportunity to build leadership skills through volunteer leadership. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. I think that is a critical way that people can build their skills, even advance in their own careers. I know that a lot of managers and supervisors and even CEOs, if they see you building visibility in your own community and developing those skills outside of work, it definitely catches their eye. So I want to encourage you to look into PIHRA to volunteer your time and become a leader. Patty, as you see here, has over 30 years experience in HR. She recently retired. She's funny, and you can always see her at one of our seminars and conferences, and she's very excited to be giving back to the community where she's spent so much time during her years as an HR professional. And she really says that she's learned a lot by being a part of PIHRA. The other person on this slide is Rafael Rivera. He's the executive director of PIHRA, and I really credit him for building an excellent association. When he joined 7-8 years ago, it was during the recession, and times were tough here, and I think there was only 3 staff members. He has now built it to a great team. I'm so excited about being on this team now, and we have 10 people on our staff. We are the largest SHRM affiliate in the world. And again, I really credit Rafael for this. He's also has extensive experience in creating top-notch programming, and he has created one of the best HR conferences, I think, in the nation with the California HR Conference. And I'll get into that in a moment as well.
There's a question.
Oh, okay, I see a question. Let me pause here. Is there a link we can visit to learn more about how to volunteer? Yes, there is a link. I'm going to put it up in the chat box. It's pihra.org/volunteer. And you can also reach out to us if you have any questions or you want to be introduced to perhaps a chapter board, or you want to volunteer at the conference that's coming up. So I just put that in the chat box. Great question. You know, this is the time in my webinar where I like to talk a little bit about the history of PIHRA. So PIHRA was established in 1944 by a group of personnel managers that got together and wanted to think about how to promote HR as a career, what sort of education they needed to be a value-added member of an organization, and also talk about how people that are interested in the career could be certified to add credibility to themselves in the hiring process. So this group got together. They first met in downtown Los Angeles. And again, this is where I'd like to say, PIHRA was established in 1944, 4 years before SHRM was established. Now, you know we have a great relationship with SHRM, but we were started before SHRM. So just my little little bit of history for you there. When we were established at that time, the original name was the Personnel and Industrial Relations Association, so PIHRA, P-I-R-A. Our name has evolved since then, as our organization has, and now you know we're PIHRA, Professionals in Human Resources Association. All right, so let's move on about who are your fellow members. These statistics come from last year, or actually they're based on this year, forgive me, and we have over 41, oh wait, maybe I need to advance the slide for you. Here we go. We have over 4,100 members. The majority of our members are in the manager and generalist and coordinator level in HR. 24% are at the director level. So, you know, our programs are really that meat and potatoes HR, the compliance pieces, the a lot of labor law. I know our members are very interested in being compliant with employment law, and it's so important here in California because we lead the nation in employee legislation or any legislation related to employees and employers. So it's important. We also do a lot of programming in terms of investigations and timekeeping and hiring and things of that. So we call that the meat and potatoes of HR. I'll talk to you a little bit more about, we're getting into some more senior or higher level HR components at our conference. So if you are interested in the more strategic HR piece, you know, let me know because I can point you to some conferences that we have going on. 35.5% of our community here, our members, are HR certified through HRCI or SHRM. So that points to our members believe that being HR certified is very important. Now, in the meantime, this number is declining, so we're trying to do some research on why that may be happening, but it is still an important factor, and we want to make sure that you're educated and we have answers to the questions you may have on HR certification. I see a question, so I'll pause for a moment. Do you want to read the question for me, Elisa?
Sure. Somebody's asking what geographic area does PIHRA cover?
Great question. We're going to get into that in a moment. I think it was Terry. So it's coming soon, Terry, so wait for me a moment. We're getting there in the networking piece. So here's some top industries that our members are working in and the company size. If you have any questions about who your colleagues are here through membership, always feel free to let me know. I wanted to monetize the membership for you. You pay as a member $150 per year, more or less, because we do give a discount if you renew by the time you expire. But I think that the most popular thing I hear from our members in terms of the value they get out of PIHRA is the lifelong relationships that they develop as members here. The face-to-face local networking is priceless. We have 17 chapters. Again, we have a map coming up. I'll cover where those are, but it's really priceless. And if you want to see where our monthly meetings are, please visit PIHRA.org/calendar. Right here on the slide is the URL, and you'll find out all the different meetings we have going on each month. Another popular benefit is Ask an HR Advisor. As a member, you would have free access to 12 calls per year, and here's the number that you would call. Just the 12 calls would cost you around $1,200 per year, so that's huge right there. That you're more than breaking even there. We also have access to the Think HR award-winning HR Compliance Center. Again, just the Employee Handbook Builder and the Job Description Builder is worth $1,000 there. Please note that it is a separate login, so we do find that members have trouble finding that and remembering where they should get their password from. feel free to reach out to me and Elisette if you have any questions about that. We will walk you through that over the phone. If you want to just send us an email, we'll send you instructions via email as well. But don't lose out on these two huge benefits. You get member rates at all our conferences, monthly meetings, and seminars. So if you went to all of them, you can save up to $600. And we have this great, it's a newer benefit through Career Arc, Your Next Step. It's an online tool to help anyone who is in a career transition, or even if you just want to find that next great opportunity to make more money and to be more challenged. The big aha for me on Your Next Step is they have a video tool where you can video yourself answering interview questions or practicing your pitch. I know I need something like that, and to really practice that, because I say or like a lot. So I thought that was excellent to have. It's an online platform. Again, if you have any trouble trying to access that, just let us know. So here, in sum, you get $3,000 worth of value for $150 a year. Can't beat that. This is a PIHRA new benefit. It's the premium level, and here is a comparison between what you get as a regular PIHRA membership and PIHRA premium membership. So on the Think HR Live hotline, instead of 12 calls per year, you get unlimited calls. In the Compliance Center, not only do you get the federal handbook builder, but you get the all 50 state handbook builders. So everyone in California is really interested in that because our laws are so stringent here. So you get that. But the big wow for me in the PIHRA Premium is the learning management system. You can employ that throughout your organization. There's over 250 courses, online courses that you can provide to your employee base. You can create learning tracks, and it even includes the AB 1825 mandatory sexual harassment training for managers. And the beauty of it is that you can, there's a back office part of it, so you can track who's taken it, who's not. They could print out their own certificates once they've taken the training course. So it is an additional cost, but just the LMS would cost you $12,000. So it's a fraction of the cost if you do it through the PIHRA Premium benefit. I see a question. Do you want to read it for me?
Sure. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Idioma is asking, I currently have a membership to CalChamber. Does PIHRA offer the same resources? Do you recommend belonging to both?
That's a great question. So we cannot compete with CalChamber in terms of their online tools. However, they do not have the face-to-face professional development and networking that we provide. So it really depends on what your needs are. If you want to stay up to date with HR law, investigations, how to deal with sexual harassment, how to deal with violence in the workplace, and get that face-to-face training, then you would likely want to join both. Again, the HR California has a great online platform, so it just depends on what you're looking for and what you need today. The great question. Okay, so let me move on to talk a little bit about networking at PIHRA and address Terry's question about where we're located. So we are throughout Southern California. It's usually called Greater Los Angeles. We have 17 chapters. From the north, we're in Antelope Valley. They meet out of Palmdale. Santa Clarita's, the PIHRA Santa Clarita chapter meets out of Newhall. The PIHRA Ventura County chapter meets out of Camarillo. We go as far east as PIHRA Coachella Valley. Their meetings are out of Desert Hot Springs. We go as far south as Southwest Riverside. They meet out of Temecula. That's one of our smallest chapters. And our largest chapter is South Orange County. They meet out of Newport Beach. You will meet up to 100 people at their monthly meeting. So that is a fabulous group. Our second largest chapter is PIHRA Los Angeles. They meet out of downtown Los Angeles, where our original founders met. They're also, if anyone's been around PIHRA a long time, we used to go by district numbers, so PIHRA Los Angeles was District 1. And we go as far west as the beach. Our PIHRA West LA group, they meet in Santa Monica and Brentwood sometimes, and they used to meet a lot in West LA, right off of Olympic and Sawtelle. So Terry, hopefully that answers your questions in terms of where we're located. We do also want to grow. We want to do some more programming in North San Diego, because we've heard that there's a need there, and we have some interest in some members wanting to start a new chapter there. We also want to go north a little bit, but nothing concrete right now. So if anyone's interested in starting a chapter because you want a location closer to you, please reach out. We'd love to hear from you. I see there's another question.
There's a couple questions.
All right, let's do it. Okay. I currently have a membership. Okay, we already answered that one. Pamela, let's see. Why is this not working for me? What is the cost of premium PIHRA, and can you convert your membership? Yes. So the cost is $1,050 per year, but we would reconcile that with your expiration date. And sorry if that's not clear, but we would we would prorate it. Thank you, I can speak English. We would prorate it so that you would only pay the amount that is necessary to extend it to your expiration date. So say, for example, you only have 6 months left of your PIHRA membership, the cost would be $525. If you're renewing for a whole new year because your expiration date is May 15th, then it would be $1,050. So hopefully that'll answer your question, and we can answer any other questions offline on that. Did you say the percentage of people looking for one of the HR certifications is going down? I ask only because I'm a member in transition and many of the opportunities I'm interested in either strongly request or no. So that's not what I said. It's not that the people looking for an HR certification is going down. I think the opposite is true, because more employers are requiring a certification. What I said was the amount and percentage of PIHRA members with a certification is going down. So we're researching why that might be. Perhaps it's that they're already certified, they can get their certification credits in other ways, and that's one of the options. The other thing is that people are coming to us to find out about certification and get the knowledge they need, because sometimes getting certified can be a mystifying process. So a lot of people come to us and think that we're the certification agency. So we just want to help people through that process, and I think that's why people may be coming to us in larger groups that are not certified. So in summary, I do not believe that the number of people seeking certification is going down, but the number of PIHRA members with a certification has been decreasing, and we're interested in finding out why. So, okay, one more. I got more questions. Does the PIHRA Premium come with unlimited meeting and events? So it does not come with PIHRA meeting and events. It's only with the online learning management system that you can employ at your organization. So you would have access to train all of your employees. Again, it does not include PIHRA's HR learning opportunities. It's a separate system. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see, any other questions? I think they're all answered right now. So if you have any other questions, please let me know, and we'll keep going forward. I want to honor our time together. I'm supposed to get you off of the webinar at 12:45, so let's try to do that. Ways to connect with your colleagues. So our 17 chapters are a great way to connect with HR professionals and people in our community. Each of them meet more than not each month. So you can probably find around 15 to 17 meetings on our calendar throughout Greater Los Angeles each month. A lot of our chapters also have alternative programs. So for example, PIHRA Pasadena, and you're going to see this in a moment, has a HR roundtable and book club. A lot of times those are free to attend. Burbank Glendale has an in-transition meeting once a quarter, and those are free to attend. We have happy hours going on all the time. We also have our employment law seminars, and our annual conference. I'll talk to you about our annual conference in a moment, and some other seminars that are coming up that are just awesome opportunities to connect with other HRs. Really, it's important. And why I think that our members find the networking so priceless is that they develop their HR board of directors here. I have one of our board members say she's gotten her HR Fab 5 here. So if ever she's gone through several trials where her organizations have gone to court for different sorts of employee litigation issues, and she's won, and a lot of the times it's because she's been able to bounce off some ideas and ask for other people's experience in similar sorts of employment law issues. And so she really credits her network through PIHRA for helping her with that. I can't emphasize that enough. Build your network. And all sorts of networks. So you may also want to build a separate training and development network, but this is where you're going to find your HR network, where people have a more general perspective in HR, and you could ask them probably anything, and they're likely to have some experience with it. I want to talk to you about a couple of specialty groups we have on top of our PIHRA chapters. We have the PIHRA Foundation. It's its own 501c3 nonprofit. It raises money to offer scholarships and programs within the HR community, and it also does from time to time some community service at the local high schools and colleges. For example, they authored a booklet called You and Your First Job, and they have a second one called, there's a second one, I forget what it's called, but a lot of educators use the booklet to distribute at the local high schools or at any sort of work readiness programs that they're conducting in the community. It's just a great group. They have 2 scholarship windows, one in the spring. The deadline was in April, so you just missed that one. And there's another one in fall. They offer 2 stipends to the California HR Conference. So if you want to apply for that and you're in transition and you really want to attend our conference, look out for that in the June, it should be coming out soon, in the June-July timeframe. I think they make a decision in July. They also host a silent auction at the conference. They've been raising over $20,000 a year at the conference, and it's just so fun. If you like silent auctions, it's definitely something to get involved with, or if you want to donate a gift, it's a great way to get exposure. Club PIHRA, there's another specialty group. They're the fun side of HR. They're having an event tomorrow which sold out. So their purpose is catering to the HR practitioner that is responsible for corporate events, employee recognition events, that summer party that you need to put on, or the Christmas party that you need to put on. They meet quarterly. Tomorrow they're meeting at House of Blues in Anaheim. So there is a cost to attend their meetings, just like all the other chapter meetings, but they have a great time. So it's usually a vendor fair, so you get to meet different sorts of folks who can help you put on the events. They also do a professional development program. So if you are HR certified, you can get certification credits. And then they have a fun component. So I think they're going to be listening to some music at House of Blues tomorrow. I have not been able to get out there. It's such a bummer, but anyway, anyway, keep on the lookout. They're sold out now, so if you haven't signed up, but keep on the lookout because they have a great time. And it's a great place to meet people. This next group I'm very proud of. It's PIHRA Young Professionals. They exist to engage, equip, and encourage young professionals who are working in or interested in human resources. I'm really proud of this group. I helped launch it in 2015, and we won the SHRM Pinnacle Award for our work in this area. Since then, the young professionals have taken it over. I'm out of the loop with them now, and they're doing a great job. They meet quarterly. They have a big event at our conference, usually on the Monday night, so I'm looking forward to hearing what that's going to be this year. Their last event was in March at Santa Anita Racetrack, and they had a panel speaking. So if you're interested, or you know someone that's interested in young professional program, you could sign up for notifications, follow them on Twitter, or visit their website at PIHRA.org/YP. So let's give you some spots, some tangible things that you could put on your calendar to go do in the next month. Please get out there. I can't emphasize it enough. Don't wait until there's a layoff issue or until you're in transition to start networking. I don't like networking either. I'm actually very socially awkward, but it's definitely worth you going out there at least once a quarter. So set that goal for yourself. Here's some things you can do. On May 15th, I believe this is free, we have PIHRA Pasadena's HR Roundtable and Book Club in Sierra Madre, in the Pasadena area, if that's close to you. In the Manhattan Beach area, we have PIHRA South Bay's Happy Hour at the Tin Roof Bistro on the 16th, which is next Wednesday. On the 18th, we have a webinar that's free to members. It's Avoid the Quit and Stay Phenomenon. So I believe you can receive recertification credit for that. And I think it's going to be a really interesting topic. The speaker is Sherry, and I'm forgetting her last name, but check it out at the calendar. She's a great speaker out of Colorado, actually. And then on May 24th, if you have any questions about the value of certification or where to get started to get certified, SHRM is joining us to do a webinar on May 24th. So please go to PIHRA.org/calendar to sign up for any of these events. I'm going to pause because I see a question. I'm so glad you guys are participating here. It just takes me a second to get to will you help me?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Pamela asked, does PIHRA help HR professionals find employment who are over 55? If so, how and who would I contact?
So great question. We don't have any, let's see this. Okay. We don't have a specific program for, as you've written down. So we don't have a more senior program in that way. However, our PIHRA Burbank Glendale and our PIHRA South Bay do meet consistently on a quarterly basis to help people in our community develop the skills and the tools to seek employment and help give them confidence. So I attended one last year in Glendale, and it was all about how to develop your pitch. And it was so useful. I met people who had a very deliberate and thoughtful methodology at finding work. I mean, they had a spreadsheet on, who they met with, who they need to meet in the organization where they want to work, what information interviews they had gone on. And so they're really taking a very thoughtful and methodical approach to finding a job. So that's what we do offer, but nothing specific in terms of over 40. Actually, I think it's a challenge for me. I'm over 40, and I'm wondering if I ever get put in that position, what that's going to look like for me. So great question. I've been a member on and off for many years and had absolutely no idea PIHRA was so amazing. Oh, great! You know what? We are amazing. We've been around. It's not for nothing that we've been around for almost 75 years. Next year is going to be our 75th anniversary. It's just working it. And so I'm so glad that you're on this webinar so you can find out where to seek these things out. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that, you know, the website is the easiest thing to navigate, because it isn't. But I am saying that Elisette and I are here, and that we have some very loyal and long-term members who also want to be helpful. So thank you so much for saying that. Are there any webinars that will give us credit before we get certified? No, you can't get credit before you get certified. So yeah, you have to get certified, and you cannot, I'm absolutely positive. However, I encourage you to get on the May 24th webinar with Sherm, but I'm almost positive that if you take the courses now, you cannot then add them as part of your recertification process when you do become certified. So you want to get certified first. Would you consider something in Orange County? You know what? I can connect you with some folks in Orange County in terms of a career strategies group. So let's talk offline about a career strategies group in Orange County. I don't know if they're doing something right now because they're so large and there's so many people that go to their events. But I'll think about that. Please email me afterwards so we could talk a little bit more about that. All right, I think I'm running out of time here. So let's keep going. Hopefully you guys sign up to one of these great events. If you are shy and don't want to get out, although you should, even, you know, my daughter, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she's practicing for her spelling bee. And I said, okay, Alicia, let's practice the words for your spelling bee. She's like, Mom, I'm scared to be a part of the spelling bee. And I said, you know, a lot of people are scared to do certain things, but they do it anyway. So go out there, get in touch with people. We have a lot of friendly folks. So, but we do have some online networking opportunities. We have the PIHRA Forum, which is an online bulletin board where you could ask questions and meet people. We have our PIHRA LinkedIn. We have over 8,500 people on our LinkedIn group. If you're a member or you are an HR practitioner, you'll get approved immediately. Well, immediately it means within a week. If you are not a member and you are what we call a service provider, say for example you are a benefits provider, a financial advisor, a staffing agent with an external staffing agency, then we do want you to become a member first. We're trying to keep the salesy sorts of content down a bit. We don't want to alienate our HR practitioners. And you can also connect with us on Facebook. We're trying to do more Twitter nowadays, so you can find us on Twitter. And Instagram is totally new to us, but we do have someone that's going to help us out with that. All right, I do see a question, so I'll pause. I just have a challenge getting over to the screen. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Sorry for the pause. Is there a way to find out about the differences between the different certifications? Yes. Terry, get on the May 24th webinar. Please register today for that. I am not certified, so I think you should get your answer from the experts at SHRM and at HRCI. HRCI is having a second webinar in June. I know SHRM is doing a second webinar in June for sure. So please, I just don't want to give you the wrong answer. You really want to speak to someone who's certified or the experts. That's why we're bringing you these webinars. I'm really excited about them. Yay! So PIHRA LinkedIn, do we just search PIHRA on LinkedIn? Yes. On LinkedIn, go to the search bar and look up PIHRA for the groups in groups, and you'll find us. There's also the company page, so you'll also want to follow the company page on LinkedIn as well. All right. I think I've answered all those questions, so I'm going to move on here. All right. So this is PIHRA's social link. I'll be honest with you. You have to log in to the PIHRA.org site as a member. This is not as utilized as we would like it to be, so we're working on that. But please introduce yourself to the community here. This is also This is also, wait, I'm not going to be able to highlight this, but see where this red circle is? This is where you're going to be able to access, for example, if you want to print out your membership ID card, if you want to renew, if you want to change your contact information, you would click on where it says Welcome Liliana Arguello, and then you can click on and follow that through. So you're going to have to play with this. You can also, on this toolbar, go to your profile to update your contact information. And these quick links, it's not circled here, but it's on the right-hand side of the toolbar across the top. That's where you'll be able to get to the learning management system if you want to see some old webinars. Some of them are free if you're a member, and there's other links too. I think you can renew from that link as well. Okay, I see another question. Do you want to read it for me?
Terry asks, does PIHRA offer any type of webinar or program regarding personal branding?
Oh, interesting. Burbank-Glendale's In Transition group has done something similar to that. So we have in the past, I cannot think of something coming up, but I'll definitely bring that up. I know that me and my colleagues have been, membership and programs has been collaborating a lot more lately, and we want to do something on self-care for the HR professional, because that's really important. You know, I was a consultant, and I work with HR practitioners, and HR can be very lonely and stressful. So you want to take care of yourself. But on the branding piece, look out for the PIHRA Burbank Glendale In Transition meetings. They happen once a quarter, so it's not super often, but it's consistent. I know they do work in that area. Sorry, I don't have anything more specific.
One more question. Elizabeth asked, in the social link, can you ask questions of other HR professionals?
Sure, you can ask questions there, but like I said, it's not as utilized as we would like, so I'm just afraid that you're not going to get a quick response. I would pose the question on Social Link, on our LinkedIn group, and on the forums page, so you could increase your chances of getting a really good response. Sometimes if I have information for our members and they post on LinkedIn, for example, I will respond as well, because I have access to the Compliance Center, and as I mentioned, I have a background in OD, so I've seen some of the things related to professional development or hiring or strategic planning or succession planning, so I may chime in from time to time. Anything else? All right. So I mentioned this before, but as a member, you get discounts at the monthly meetings and at the seminars and conferences. Here is a seminar that's coming up on May 30th. I'm really excited. It's going to take place at the Microsoft offices in Playa del Rey. It's HR Talent and Tech Symposium. And one of my colleagues who is in the organizational development field, George Schwischer, he founded an organization called Learn, L-I-I-R-N, and it's an online organizational assessment tool. So he's going to be talking about that. That's going to be out of this world. And there's also a gentleman from Hire Mojo who will be talking about HR technology and how it could help you in your forecasting efforts. I believe the cost, if you register before May 21st, is $129, sorry. So that's the member price. If you're a non-member, it's $149. And if you wait till the last minute, it's going to go up. So please attend. This is our second year doing this, and we've really had some successes here. Any more questions? Okay, great. We also are doing, for the first time ever, the HR Department of One program. It's going to be a Saturday program and taking place at Pepperdine University's West LA campus from 8:30 to 2. And if you're one of those people who are juggling everything for your organization in the HR field, ask your supervisor or your CEO to help invest in you by doing this. There's a lot of different things you need to juggle. Just so that you know, this program is The early bird pricing is $269 if you're a PIHRA member, and if you wait until after June, it'll go up to $319. So if you know of anybody who's that HR department of one, you know, kind of got the octopus hands going, please tell them about this program. All right, here's what I'm really excited about. California HR Conference 2018. If you have not attended our conference in the past, you're missing out. We have over 65 learning sessions, and I think it's 8 learning tracks. Here's where this year we are launching our executive track, which will be all HR strategy focused. We also have a nonprofit track. If you are part of a nonprofit, there's also a discount if you want to attend the conference. I don't have that in front of me, so please call us if you're interested in that. And it's so fun. Tuesday night, we're having Jay Leno do Comedy Act. Monday evening, we have a YP event. And if you're not a YP, we have different sorts of meet to eats. And I'm trying to get goat yoga for us in the morning. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I really want goat yoga for the meet to move early in the morning if you're interested in doing a little exercise before your learning sessions. I can't tell you, we're starting on Sunday this year. We're going to have receptions and learning sessions on Sunday. There's also opportunities to volunteer. So please look up that URL I sent to everybody, PIHRA.org/volunteer. If you're interested in volunteering for the conference, just get there. In August or late July, we'll be opening up an in-transition rate and also a daily expo pass. Our expo pass is phenomenal. I think it's less than $50 per day. Our exposition booths sell out each year. You could take a professional photo there. You can meet vendors there. We have 2 learning stages there. So if you can't pay, I think it's around $700 right now to attend all 3 days. If that's just way too much for you, please attend the expo. It'll be phenomenal. I can't tell you. I can't talk about it enough. If you're interested in certification, like I've been mentioning, May 24th, we have a webinar with SHRM. So please save that date, register. I'm already past time. Wow. Thank you. You've been so engaging. I don't want to take you too far off time. I've talked to you about a lot of the things that are coming up. If you have any trouble with the Compliance Center, please reach out to me and Elisette. We will be there to walk you through how to get on there. There's so much to play with in there. So just know that you log in here at PIHRA.org/workplace, and your username will be the email address that you have used, your primary email that you've used for your membership. I can go on and on. If you'd like to talk to me offline, let me know. There's a lot more in the deck. I will send you this deck. We are out of time. And again, I want to make sure I honor the time that we had. You just were super engaging today, or I was talking too much. Anyway, do we have any last questions?
No.
All right. So let's give the prize out to the person who asked the most questions. Can you tell us who that was?
It's going to be hard to tell. There's been a lot of engagement.
Let's see. I found someone with 12 questions. Are you guys still with me? I think you're still there. 12 questions? Anyone beat 12 questions? All right, Terry, thank you so much for being so engaged on this webinar. We're going to send you the PIHRA Padfolio. All of you, please reach out to us. We want to make sure that you get the most out of PIHRA, whether you're a member or not. Just belong to a community. It's so important. Obviously, I'm the membership manager. I want you to join, but I want you to have a successful life and career, more importantly. And with that, have a great afternoon and a great weekend, and we'll be emailing you in probably the next hour with the presentation. Please email me or call me if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.